All right, welcome to the Iron and Instinct podcast. I am Trainer Bryan.
Trainer Adam.
And we are here with another episode for you guys. This week we are going to talk about something that is the bane of many a training program, plateaus.
Plateaus, that's right.
Plateaus, what would you consider a plateau? There's multiple variants of them.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of weight training, I guess, we'll take that for instance, or in the gym performance, it's where you're just kind of stagnating, not really
flat.
You're not, you're stuck on the same weight, the same, I mean, in a nutshell, like if you're kind of just stuck on the same weight for a couple weeks or a week or so.
It's goal
you're
dependent,
just
right? So,
so
if your numbers aren't moving, whether it's strength gains or body recomposition, whatever it is that your goal is, we're inevitably going to come to that time when that needle just stops moving a little bit. And we're going to talk about that today and kind of what to do about it and different tactics you can take. Situation dependent and kind of take it from there.
Yeah. So, I mean, and this can apply to like life in general, know, too. But, obviously we are more in that fitness and health realm, but you can apply some of the stuff we say today to daily life, too. I mean,
how philosophical of you.
I mean,
this isn't just about fitness.
I'm just saying, we're at surface level.
No.
All right. Yes, we are trainers, but we are many other things outside of that too. But
let's come up with a situation here. So you're Johnny bench press, and you've been coming in here, let's say 3 months straight of pretty heavy weeks, and then that needle has been going up in your strength numbers, and then we start tapering off, and we're stuck here, and you just are not able to get past that ceiling.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Well, first I would introspectively kind of look at where I am at in terms of recovery. How's my sleep going? Have I really been consistent this week or the last couple of weeks with, my nutrition?
Yeah.
Have I been getting my adequate amount of sleep? Where's my stress levels at? Like, those are the things I would, because those are things you can control, at a base level, and things that you can look at and objectively determine, like, okay, am I checking the boxes on all these things, right? So I'd start there. If you're checking all the boxes and things just aren't moving, then honestly, step 2 would be take a deload.
Yeah.
Or even a week off.
Yep.
But I always start with a deload, which means a deload essentially is just if you're, your past couple weeks you've gotten you're stuck at like 225, for instance, on a bench press. Well, maybe for the next week you just drop that about 10 to 20%, especially the compound type movements or bigger movements. Maybe drop those down a little bit and. Just sort of go a little bit lighter and higher rep on like your accessory type stuff.
Sure.
Things like that. And then I think the third step would be maybe just take a week off. There's nothing wrong. I think we get so scared that we're going to lose so much by taking a week off of training when,
right.
all actuality, it might be the best thing that we can do.
Absolutely. And that can be hard to understand too for people that are just starting off, and almost something that you don't believe, but it actually does become harder to take time off than to consistently come in. And I know with people starting off, it's often, how can I keep doing this for months? I can't become one of these people. But then you get that ball rolling and you find that over time you have trouble taking it off, even when it's much needed. When trainers have this problem all the time, we almost have to tell each other to, hey man, you should probably listen to your body a little bit right now.
Yeah. It's funny because it's ironic that we're doing this today, because I had that internal battle literally this morning where I was like, I literally woke up and I've had just crazy pain in my, like upper back, right? And I'm like, well, we'll just work through it. And I was like, no, go get adjusted. So went to the chiropractor, get adjusted, all
the
that.
old me.
Right?
That was the old me.
Right. No, I have done that. Literally in the past, I've pulled something in my back.
We both have.
And then I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? Work through it.
It takes about 600-700 tries and fails to learn that lesson, but eventually it'll get through.
And then it's just not worth it. Like, if you're in pain or you're not feeling optimal, like, you can get past a mental block. You really can.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, but you can get past it. Now, physically, if you're wrecked and you're beat up, you got to listen to your body, man. And I know that I'm going to thank myself later, for doing that. But that's where I think a lot of people fall short, is that they feel that they have to push it because they're going to lose something.
Yeah.
And that a lot of times is where you're going to hit your plateau, because you're not allowing yourself to you almost have to take one step back to take like 2 steps forward a lot of ways.
Yep.
And I think people have a lot
it's hard to do that. So you don't want to lose your momentum.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose any of your progress, but that is a lot of times the way forward. Now, plateaus can come in all shapes and sizes, and there's different reasons for them. So this is one of the many benefits of having a trainer, is having that trainer analyze, okay, what is preventing us from moving forward? Have we been going balls to the wall for 4 months straight and you just need a flat week off? That might be the answer. A lot of times that is the answer. Or maybe it's not that much, just a little bit lighter of a week, get a deload, and then we carry that plateau up from there. It kind of depends on how long the plateau's been happening too.
True.
If it's just like, all right, this week we didn't quite get it, but we've been consistent all the way to this point, maybe a deload would be a better option for that early plateau marker, versus we've been stuck here for a month. We need to take some time off potentially. Like a week off and then start back up. You might be a little behind when you start back up, and then you get the ball rolling again, and then hopefully bust past that barrier.
I mean, a lot of clients, because they're in a program with you, they think like, oh, well, we gotta keep going. And again, like you said, it's like, hey man, I'm tracking all your stuff here. We've been consistently stuck at this for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So next week we're going again. I always start with the deload, and then if it's still just not working, hey, we gotta take a week off.
Yeah.
And we gotta reevaluate, reassess, and hit this thing from a different perspective.
Yep.
And so.
And there's other factors at play too. So it's like if you are cutting, for instance, you're most likely going to lose some strength numbers. So it's one of those things like, is the plateau being caused by our other interjecting goal? And then which one are we going to focus on more? Because if you're in a deficit and you're trying to keep increasing your strength numbers, that's not going to go very well typically. So it's just gauging that customizable goal for you and what can we do to get you there.
I mean, one of the things I like you said is not just because we are trainers, but I think getting a coach helps a lot. Because they can look at it from a different angle that maybe you're not looking at it from. I've had it happen lots of times. I've had clients that are like, I literally can't bench press more than 200 pounds. And you look at them and you're like, you're very fit. Like, you're a big, pretty muscular person. Like, you should be able to handle that. So like, we need to look at that. We need to like dig into that. And then you hit them with a little bit different perspective, like a professional, you kind of look at it from a different angle and you go, hey, you know what? Try this, tweak that. Let's see if that maybe helps. And then it happened recently with one of my clients, and then they're putting up 225 like it's air. And I'm like, something was off. And so we fixed it, So I think like that would be somewhere too, is if you've exhausted, like you've tried all the supplements and stuff, right? And all this and that. Maybe it's just getting a professional's opinion on it. And going from there.
Yep.
You know, what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
It could be too, like you might need a program tweak in general. Like you might need to spend some time doing maximal strength efforts, you know, to get your hypertrophy numbers back up to give you that stimulation that you need. Or you might need to spend some time in some endurance phases, you know, getting your ATP to produce better, so you can really take that goal phase. For most people, it's body composition and hypertrophy type work further by having some time in endurance. So
yeah, that's like I've been working on that myself too, is trying to just like work on my cardio more, getting that back up, you know, and so I've kind of reduced my amount of strength training, and up my amount of like cardiovascular training too, and honestly, I feel better about it.
yeah,
Because then I feel like I'm able to actually do more with the weights by having that cardiovascular endurance.
absolutely.
And the only reason I came to that conclusion is just because I was, like I said, I was redlining, man. Like I was wrecked, you know.
Yep.
And I'm like, something's got to change, you know. So I've changed up my programming now, like a multitude of times, and I think I finally landed on one that's working well for me. And sometimes you need that too. You need to look at like maybe 5 days a week isn't what is going to work for you. So maybe the next week we drop it down to like 3 days a week, and then maybe we drop it that following week down to like 2 days a week, and then we can slowly maybe ramp back up to like 4 days a week. And it's just like anything else, you know, you start
Highly dependent on the individual, right?
yeah, exactly. So,
But yeah, I had a guy so he was kind of stuck at, well, he would have a really good first active set or working set, and then he would just hit a wall. It was like, tries to do it again and just just, it's like it fell out from under him. So we spent some time in endurance, you know, taught his muscles to, you know, be more efficient with their energy production. And then he's able to squeeze out those extra sets. So it's just looking for what is inhibiting your progress, having that outside eye, that overlooking eye, which is, you know, one of the many benefits, and then targeting, you know, what needs to be done.
Right. I like to typically like run a program every like 8 to 10 weeks and then reevaluate it.
Yeah.
You know, and say, okay, and do like a journal, you know, or like some notes on, okay.
Well, and changing it up to what makes sense too, right? Not just throwing stuff against the wall, like having an actual intention behind the switch up.
And the same thing can be applied to like your nutrition too, because I have lots of, you know, clients and people in general that I've talked to throughout the years, you know, like they're eating chicken and rice until they're, you know, blue in the face, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm starting to feel like sick from this. I'm like, yeah, it's because your body's getting tired of the same thing. So now your gut is starting to kind of plateau a little bit. So then like, why don't we just throw in, no, hear me out, let's throw in like 1 or 2 red meat meals with that, or like 1 or 2 fish meals with that.
You're most likely missing out on micronutrients that way. And
so that's another thing you can do too, is like it's good to kind of switch up I kind of switch up what I eat like every week. So, you know, like this week might be like ground turkey and ground beef. Next week it might be like chicken and beef. Beef's pretty much non-negotiable, but you know,
I mean, beef is going to be there. So
I mean, it's pretty nice. It's beef and then whatever else.
Beef and eggs.
It's
beef and chicken.
And
then sometimes.
It's not negotiable. All right. It's just all right. We got beef
Shrimp
and then
gumbo.
exactly. Like what else do I want? But I found that always works for me, because like I'll if I'm eating the same thing over and over, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, honestly, your body kind of needs that reassurance, or that like redundancy, I guess, in a way, because it can accommodate for that. So sometimes throwing in a new thing, I have to explain to people like, give it a couple days, give it a week or so. Your body will adjust, and then you'll be just fine. Yeah. You know, but a lot of times I have people that are like, I don't know, man. I don't think I can eat another egg. I'm like, then don't. You don't have to.
Right.
You know, because at that point,
there's other options.
Yeah, because at that point, you know, we just need to change up what and then you throw in another meal, and they're like, I love that. That was great. It's like, all right, let's try that for a little while.
Yeah.
And see, So.
Well, strength numbers, for instance, I mean, it's being in a deficit for too. Well, both of them too. I mean, even just being in a deficit for too long can contribute to stalling out. Your body likes to find homeostasis. So if you're down there for too long, you might slow your metabolism to keep that baseline.
Yeah.
So
people focus so much on the scale. Like, the scale's not moving. It's like, yeah, your body fat's going down though, but
right.
like, how are you feeling? And they go, well, I've maintained this. I've made it down to 130, and the scale hasn't budged. I'm like, yeah, it's probably because your body's like, I don't know that I can go any lower than this.
Right.
Like, I think this is where I'm gonna hang out for a little while.
So
Yep,
you're gonna run into plateaus in all aspects of fitness, and it's important to have that professional opinion to how do you get by it in the best way, because what you don't want is to, one, keep coming in with diminishing returns, right? You're just coming in doing the same thing over and over again. You're not really getting anywhere. You're still moving, which is good, but you're just increasing if it's overtraining, you're increasing your chance of getting injured, getting bored, all these different things that it's going to inhibit your long-term success. So figuring out what is the best tool to get you by that stall is important.
Let's just, again, if you're not going to lose a ton of progress by taking a few days off. You're just not. It's like in the long run, you're going to benefit from that far more than if you were to go in like today. Like, if I had pushed it, there's a good chance my return on investment wouldn't be there. There's a good chance I further hurt something because I just want to get through it. I just want to get through it because, like, hey, I told myself we're doing 3 days a week, this and that, and I'm sticking to it. It's like, but is it worth it?
Right.
To get hurt? I don't think so. So, like, listen to your body. You'll be just fine.
Right.
Focus on your nutrition on those days like that. That's where you can kind of, on a day like today, it's like, all right, well, I didn't accomplish that goal of lifting, but what I can accomplish is getting my steps. I can accomplish getting my protein in. Like, you can focus on those other aspects outside of the gym, and you're going to be just fine.
Absolutely.
So that's the big takeaway for me is just less can be more in the long run.
Sure.
Really. So.
And it's dependent on your situation. And sometimes too, it's like, well, you need to reevaluate. We've been training twice a week for a while. Maybe we need to bump it up to 3 times a week. That's the stall that's happening as well. You think you're doing enough and you're not. So it's really evaluating what is the holdup to that goal.
It's true, actually. Like, I mean, at that point, more can be more.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe 2 isn't what you need.
It depends, but it's having that sit-down conversation, and evaluating. What are the energy levels looking like? What are we eating? Seeing what puzzle pieces are in place, and then having that kind of detective trainer figure it out for you.
Oh, I'll do that with a lot of clients too. Is I'll have them at 2 times a week, and I'm like, hey, next week I can get you in a 3rd time. You want to give it a try? See if it's something you might.
Let's go.
Then they're like, 3 times? Like, yeah, let's try that. And they'll go, hey, can we do, like, you got a spot open next week for that 3rd time? And I'm like, you like that, huh?
Right.
They're like, yeah, I just felt really good. I felt like it just felt good. I'm like, and then it comes up for that, like, time to resign, and it's like, hey man, 3 times a week's been working, so it's not that it's not that much. It's not that big of a commitment. So come on, let's give it a try.
Yep.
So just again, guys out there, it's just being your own journal in a lot of ways, like hitting check. So create a checklist, and did I do that? Okay, yes, I did. Did I do this? Okay, I did that. I did all these things. Like, what could it be? Okay, maybe I will take them up on that deload. So I'll try a deload, and then maybe that's all it is.
Yeah.
You need some time, like a deload. Instead of doing 5 days, you drop it down to 3 days that week, and then you give yourself plenty of time to just rest and recover. So, In a nutshell, it's really not that. It's not rocket science, but it's really listening to your body. And at the end of the day, seeking out help.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with getting help.
Yep. And there's multiple ways to get by a specific block. So it's just trying to figure out what that is. And I know those are some of the most common ones that that we've experienced here. So
yeah, I mean, again, like, sleep is going to be important. You know, I mean, in a perfect world, you know, you're going to get your 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but we don't all have that. So it's really just the next day, like, how am I feeling after not getting the best night of sleep?
Right.
Do I feel like I could go in and do a little bit, or do I feel like it's gonna hurt
Right.
more than help? And if you're on the fence about it hurting more than helping, take another day, hit it hard the next day. You'll be just fine.
Yep.
And that's me saying that because that's what I'm going to have to do.
Tell myself that right now.
So I'm telling myself that right now. So I
feel
have to
pretty
do that.
guilty about switching.
Yeah.
Missing today's workout.
Not to turn everything into my own episode here, but like, yeah, I'm just telling you guys from a real world perspective. Like, I get it. I'm in it right now. I can tell you that I'm going to be kicking. I kicked myself this morning for not doing it, and just that meathead mentality kind of kicked in. It's like, just do it, dude. Just go. Why would you not? You know. But then taking myself outside of that and giving myself time to rest is going to be good. So yeah. And then, like I said, we're always here. If you guys need anything, you know, you guys can always DM us. You know, if you're not part of the gym, or if you are following us at the gym and you feel like you're in a plateau, grab us.
Grab a trainer.
Grab a trainer. Like, if nothing else, just set up a meeting with the trainer. Just go over what you're feeling.
What I've been feeling.
Yeah.
This is what's been happening.
Yeah,
Why
there's
can't I
nothing
get
wrong.
by this point? And
Yeah, totally nothing wrong with that. I mean, like I said, with one of my clients, it was just initially we just focused on nothing but nutrition. I said, you're getting the nutrition stuff down, man, but you still feel like you're stuck. So, like, what are you stuck on?
Right.
You know, and then that's when he said, well, my bench press, you know, this and that. I can't get past this number. And I go, I find that very hard to believe. And he's like, well, I'm just telling you. And I'm like, we're doing an hour next week. Let me. And unpaid, you know. Just I was like, I'm gonna take you for an hour, and I'm gonna walk you through, and I'm gonna see what is going on. And they're like, seriously, you do that? I'm like, of course I would do that, because like I just feel that your block's probably not physical, it's mental, and exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Some nagging injuries or preventing him from pushing it a little bit further. So, you know, a couple tweaks, and boom, we were there.
Nice.
Hitting 2 plates like it was nothing.
Floating.
So, but yeah, guys. I mean, that's kind of the big takeaway today. We're not gonna draw it out too much further.
No.
You know.
No.
So, yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Good deal.
Until next time.
Until next time, guys.